Yeah.
Going to be Deli Boy, who's a regular here at these events, along with IceKnight, who's a long time one of the best in Chicago on the Greninja.
Yeah, IceKnight. Hard to say he's on the come up because he's just been on the up for so long, but still ever improving. But yeah, there's a thing that happens with events of this size sometimes where Sunday the venue gets kind of dead and not as many people come back, but every row of these seats right now, all 4 of them are full. Got about 40, 50 people sitting around watching, so you always love to see a bit of a crowd building, especially when you got some nice local runs going. Yes. Yeah, Anarchy with a very unfortunate placement. We saw him go down to D-Money in a very shocking upset and a fortunate Hydro Pump
at some point, and that up smash coming for Deli Boy to give IceKnight that early lead, moving and grooving around this small battlefield, making his way around these slower projectiles from Toon Link.
Yeah, I know Deli Boy very much favors these dual plat stages. He likes to be able to kind of rain hellfire from above in between those two platforms and kind of build this impenetrable wall. Greninja, a really slippery character though, he can kind of slide through it.
Yeah, just continues to apply that corner pressure with those forwards, with those bombs, but IceKnight working his way around it and now getting a ledge trap opportunity of his own. Just trying to be so careful around those kill options that Toon Link has in the corner. Back, they're going to send him off stage. Here we go, just so careful. He's doing such a good job of staying alive.
Yeah, he really is. And that's one of those things is that Deli Boy has to be pretty particular about the way that he finds kills. So IceKnight, as long as he can avoid a few of those consistent tilt confirms and that F tilt in the corner, he's going to be able to hold on to these stocks for quite a while as Deli Boy isn't able to find it off the wall jump. IceKnight surges back forward, a lot of damage getting tacked up all the way up top. That could have spelled disaster for Deli Boy.
I just love the nair conversions that IceKnight can pull out in those mid-range percents. You're so used to Greninja relying on those dash attack confirms, but being able to pull those nairs out of nowhere creates a lot of consistent damage and already has Deli Boy up to kill percent himself. These bombs, these corner pressure, just he cannot find that last big hit that he needs, but finally getting a forward kill there, get it done and keep himself alive and keep those stocks even.
Yeah, Toon Link a character that can take stocks surprisingly early. The most explosive of the links, I would say, a down tilt fair gets it done for IceKnight, but against a character so slippery like Greninja, it's really hard for Deli Boy to pin down and get those confirms as we dance on the platform right now, try to mix up the timing, but IceKnight gets out scot-free.
And speaking of confirms, Greninja has those in spades, has those down tilt forward airs, has down tilt up smash. A lot of options to consistently find kills at any part of the stage, especially in the corner. So Deli Boy just needs to find a way around these consistent confirms to keep him in pace with IceKnight. He's doing a good job of getting this damage, but finding that last big hit has been the struggle.
Yeah, and a good thing that Deli Boy is doing, ooh, a nice little Z-drop fair to take that stock, but a good thing that Deli Boy does to avoid those confirms that you were mentioning, he always does bomb out. He's going to always do that in just about every matchup, but especially in this matchup, that's going to be extremely helpful for holding onto some stocks for a little bit longer, because that bomb can sometimes disrupt those confirms. But IceKnight, nothing can disrupt it right now. A lot of damage getting put on another dash attack in the back air, and that's going to be the bread and butter that IceKnight is going to be eating off of all set.
And you see Deli Boy sprinting away, trying to pull out that bomb that you're talking about. Just really wants that in hand for offense and defense, but IceKnight giving him no space to work with. Gonna be able to grab it here after that up B on the ground, trying to find that dare just to immediately seal out. Would have been a crazy reversal.
Yeah, Deli Boy almost just robbed this game. But IceKnight kept the coffers safe as he's trying to land on that shield in the corner. Keeping himself safe, but Deli Boy rather is able to reverse stage. And now we're just vying for stage position, scrambling back and forth. IceKnight overshooting, Deli Boy double jumping. Very consistent stage situation.
You know he wanted that dash back up smash there, but gonna get the dash attack instead. That's so unfortunate, but he does have, a solid lead here. Toon Link needs a couple interactions to even things back up. But Greninja absolutely has him at 12% here. Gonna get that down tilt into the forward air, and he's going to just barely hold on.
Cannot believe Toon Link survived that. IceKnight said, I'm sick of you, get out of here. Here comes the back air to clean it up.
And being that floaty or falling speed that Toon Link has, even if you survive there, you still have to find your way back down, and he was not able to do so.
Right.
And dealing with that consistently in this matchup too, Greninja, a character that's so good at continuing those combos, using his extension with his juggling. So he has to have that bomb in hand in order to find his way down.
Right, and what's extra fortunate is that Greninja really thrives off of that left and right when you're off stage. You can really get out there for the back airs. And Toon Link in disadvantage does a bit of a better job directly above you because you can kind of drop down those bombs. You have the stall and fall option. So when Toon Link is diagonally above Greninja, he's really in a world of hurt.
Yeah, it's easy pickings for that back air from Greninja. So good at forcing you off stage into those edge guard scenarios that Greninja's so strong in. And Toon Link pretty vulnerable off stage. Like, he has decent aerial drift and he has those bombs to find his way back, but doesn't go super far with that up B. And IceKnight just really great at using those back airs to get some early stocks.
Yeah, IceKnight just tracking Deli Boy everywhere. Hard pressed to find a landing right now. As the Nair on the platform is going to put on even more pressure. Just no ground to be found here for Deli Boy. And even when he does find it, IceKnight just pushes him back into the corner.
IceKnight just playing with so much confidence, so much safe pressure time and time again on Deli Boy. Deli Boy has just not been able to find any opportunity to get that defensive wall up. Finally finds a boomerang and he's going to die for it immediately. What do you do there at that point, Finesse? You can't play offense, you can't play defense.
You can't. IceKnight is all over you in every aspect. The upward angle counter to take a real early stock. Deli Boy not down by too much, but kind of fighting for scraps right now. Hasn't been able to find a nice sequence of advantage that he's very often able to find.
And you saw him try to go for more of that boomerang up close. It has to be about at that roll distance where you can't really properly react with that counter. But that means you also have to be dealing with Greninja. If he gets that short hop in above your projectiles, it creates this awkward 50-50 where you could take a lot of damage.
Right. It's a very weird situation that you have to try and deal with. And IceKnight is just so good at throwing Deli Boy into those right now in this set. Just hasn't been able to find any type of comfort as we're just holding down stage position, setting the anchor and saying, come here, try and fight me. And Deli Boy finds a way to do it. Put the gloves down. I got something for you.
Finally gets something off the ledge there. He has that bomb confirm into the up air. Get a bit of a reversal finally for Deli Boy and immediately responding with some more quick damage. Even if things back up, but off stage once again with the counter. Avoids the hydro pump with the bomb in hand, but he's off stage once again.
Love that angle for IceKnight on the counter to send at the right angle and keep himself comfortably on stage. And Deli Boy concedes there. He's going to throw in the towel, say, I don't got this one, I'll go next.
Yeah, immediately try to get back so that way IceKnight just can't position the way he wants to on the respawn, but immediately getting back to working this jab. And just getting so much consistent corner pressure too is IceKnight. Getting these back airs once again in a tough spot is Deli Boy, but he will use that Zero to get back. And just no time to pull out that bomb. He's just trying to apply that pressure and does not have time.
And he's done a good job despite never finding advantage, like keeping it close enough, putting on chip damage, getting IceKnight's percent to build up, but you can't win a game off of that. Eventually you have to be able to make your big move and approach and find some sort of advantage.
Like you said earlier, just hunting for scraps while IceKnight's getting a consistent 30 to 40 with each interaction. When it's a war of attrition that way, you cannot win, but we do see that uphill up air confirm coming out just to keep stocks even, but if he's only getting this 20 to 30% each interaction, that's still a lot of ground to make up.
Well, that's a nice interaction there for Deli Boy. The boomerang. It's extension all the way into the corner, and that is exactly what we were talking about. A couple more of those, and Deli Boy is going to find himself very threatening here in Game 2.
Yeah, that back air trend coming through big time for Deli Boy and starting to hack on this damage more reliably. IceKnight has not gotten a hand on him in quite some time. Trying to find the, try to get the drive down back air into the down tilt, but does not get the turnaround.
Watch out now, IceKnight. He's feeling pretty confident, but that's a pretty heavy slap in the face. And Boomerang Fair is going to slap him all the harder, and now it's 1-1.
Pulling the grind off runner like that pig was under Toon Link there, just what looked like was such a dominant game for IceKnight turned into just a really strong answer for Deli Boy.
Yeah, Deli Boy was kind of able to start calling out a few of the disadvantage habits that IceKnight was holding on to, because we had a few interactions where Deli Boy would get that first hit and not be able to find the follow-up, and then Deli Boy started being a little bit more preemptive with his responses, not waiting for an air dodge, but throwing out the boomerang in anticipation of the air dodge and getting big punishes out of it.
And also just understanding that he can get grabbed in these neutral interactions up close. IceKnight was not threatening grab for that stage positioning. He was looking for his back air. He was looking for his down tilts. And because of that, Deli Boy was just able to slowly tack on that damage, get those openings, and ultimately lead to this 1-1 scenario.
So now it's a matter of how does IceKnight adapt? The onus is now on him to change the tide of this set, as Deli Boy is able to put on this corner pressure. He's looking pretty good. You gotta watch out. He's very solid with the corner pressure. Doesn't even have a setup. No projectiles out. just straight up boxing with that small dagger that Toon has is still able to put the pressure on you.
And that dagger has some good frame data.
Oh, yeah.
It comes out really quick. It's really safe with that dash attack, with that up tilt. There's a lot of good poking options up close that is pretty underrated for Toon.
Yeah, that's one thing about Toon that can sometimes go under the radar. Apart from that back air, I think everyone knows about the back air in the up tilt. But Toon has some real tough options to just get up in your face. And we've seen like almost a projectile-less first stock here from Deli Boy, and he's still just coming through with dominance, 108% compared to only 27 from IceKnight. And Deli Boy just sweeps it away from him. IceKnight's got to lean forward.
And Greninja, the last place Greninja wants to be is in shield. He does not have any good out of shield options. So seeing IceKnight this uncomfortable where he's on a platform holding shield, letting Deli Boy bob and weave around him with his pressure, you can see the confidence starting to waver for IceKnight, which you don't see very often from him.
Yeah, you definitely don't. And it was very much on high earlier in this set as IceKnight was just tracking Deli Boy left and right across the entire stage. And ever since then, we haven't really been getting long strings of advantage. Deli Boy is kind of opting to be more conservative at a disadvantage. He's not trying to go above and get reversals. He's just falling to the corner and surging back on his own time, and it is paying out in spades. He's up by 2 stocks now.
If I'm IceKnight at this point, I'm thinking about what my counter pick is. Because very small battlefield's not working out. I think you need a bigger stage to work around, utilize that ground speed, and have these solar projectiles be less of a factor.
Whoa.
You're getting pulled into Bs, man. Something's got to change.
I don't even think Deli Boy wanted that one. You saw his reaction afterwards. Whatever it is, pressing the right button or the wrong one, it's working out for Deli Boy right now. So despite a nice extension there for IceKnight, I do agree that a change has to be in the cards, but I wouldn't quite count him out of this one yet. Very, very low percent on this first stock.
And you're looking at a mirror right now as a comparison to that game too, where IceKnight was up a full stock, had all the confidence in the world, and Deli Boy did bring it all the way back. So we have seen things flip at the drop of a hat in this set. But we need to see IceKnight make some adjustments here with his pressure, probably start pushing the envelope first a lot more than he has.
Yeah, I think he's kind of trying to feel things out a little bit too much. At what point do you start cashing in on the reads that you've been looking for? As the up throw into the bomb, good up to a nice extension. Deli Boy was ready for the right drift and just waits on the mistech and charges the up smash. Deli Boy is looking strong.
Super consistent with these confirms. He's finding more and more creative openings than just the typical cookie cutter, tacking on damage. He was only getting scraps like you talked about. But now he's getting a lot of really consistent damage and strong conversions. He's getting these stocks at about 100% every single time.
Yeah. He's in the first couple games, he did a lot of running away and trying to build space to pull that bomb to get those setups. And I think he's realized that those setups are not gonna be his savior. He's gonna have to get up close and scrap. And Toon has more than enough options to hold his own up in the face of Greninja, and it's really working out for Deli Boy right now.
And you're seeing that too, where IceKnight opting for that home field advantage here at Kalos Pokemon League. It gives him a lot more ground to work around Toon here. These boxing scenarios that he was struggling in so much are going to be less and less frequent, and you're already seeing those shurikens come out very often. Yeah,
I love this choice from IceKnight. It's working very well. Down tilt into the F smash. Deli Boy was using Toon air stats to make it so hard for IceKnight to track him down on that smaller stage, and now IceKnight has way more space to kind of size him up and get a good feel for where he wants to be.
And just being able to pull out those shurikens safely just to interrupt the projectile pulls from Toon just to interrupt that timing that Deli Boy has just been locked in on is so helpful. And you're seeing a complete reversal now. He has this edge guard scenario, does make it back, but he's still hunting, just needs that one more big hit, maybe a forward air in the corner. A lot more damage needed for Deli Boy though.
Yeah, IceKnight doing a great job kind of disrupting the rhythm that Deli Boy had settled into so comfortably. Deli Boy having a much harder time doing it, as Kalos is really allowing IceKnight to pick and choose his battles. Right there, you saw him opt for some aggression, get his damage up in the back all the way up, sit on that platform, and wait until the opportunity came to him.
And a lot of what was happening too on small battlefield was IceKnight was getting stuck on those platforms. Where he was getting trapped in shield. He had Deli Boy circling around him a lot, so now he can retreat to these corners with those platforms, or he can just jump and reset the center stage. Look how big and long those full hops are from Greninja.
Yeah, and now freed from the quicksand of the platforms on small battlefield, IceKnight is moving unencumbered, but wait a minute, Deli Boy is going to reverse that right away with a nice little forward air.
and sometimes strengths become your weakness. You saw him preemptively throw that bomb onto the platform that IceKnight was going to be on, so that adaptation back and forth, Deli Boy has time and time again answered the call to make those adjustments.
Yeah, Deli Boy's ability to be losing in a set but still make solid preemptive decisions that take a lot of confidence is very impressive. This guy is unshaken.
Yeah, before this set, he did have a strong 3-0 on Wolfie where he had to make multiple big comebacks to win that set, so he knows how to make those adjustments within the game and not just from set to set, stock to stock.
Yeah, Wolfie not an easy guy to come back on. It's a down tilt forward air. It's going to make this comeback a little bit harder for Deli Boy, but still very much back and forth as IceKnight tries to sway it a little bit further in his own direction. So we're going to reset neutral on this platform right here. Deli Boy putting on solid pressure. IceKnight really looking for this landing, and he reverses stage positioning in the blink of an eye.
Yeah, finally getting that first big hit, and that's going to be a lot of damage immediately for IceKnight. He's going to take that back air and take 40% as a result. And just now, you have to get IceKnight in the corner to get these bomb fairs, but if he's just juggling you, how do you start your offense?
These drag downs are so consistent, and offense is the best defense right now for IceKnight. A very solid third stock to clean up what could have been a pretty back and forth game. He fully sways the momentum in his favor going into game 5.
Yeah, just when you have such a big, long stage like that, and you have the juggling capabilities of Greninja, it's so difficult to reset if you're Toon. Like, he does have that floaty airspeed, he does have decent air mobility, but just when you don't have a platform to reset on, there's nowhere to escape. So there's no way we're going back. We are making our way over to Hollow Bastion for this game 5.
And he has the air mobility, but just nowhere to go. So I love Hollow Bastion for this pick, because even with the platforms on Kalos, those were, if anything, just blocking him from going to ledge, which I called attention to earlier on in the set. Deli Boy was doing a great job drifting the ledge and disrupting IceKnight's advantage states, and right now we're seeing him not opt for that. He's trying to drop these bombs and get reversals out of advantage. It's not working out for him. IceKnight's putting a lot of damage on.
Yeah, you do have that middle platform underneath to be a safe haven if you have the lead for Toon just to start throwing those projectiles, start grabbing out bombs. But when you're already behind 50%, it does make it a little more difficult. We're going to continue to force the issue. So much up close shield boxing. And IceKnight was losing those early on, but he's winning there, just does not get the hit he needs on that up smash.
Yeah, we can up smash. You mentioned that the platform can be a safe haven for Toon Link. You got to get under the platform first. And IceKnight is living under it, above it, left and right of it, wherever you are at. He is all over you, Deli Boy.
IceKnight kind of wincing and getting wide-eyed in the player cam. He's trying to lock in. Just needs a couple more stocks here to get into a top 8 qualifier. But Deli Boy, time and time again, has answered the call, has responded when he's been adapted upon. But this is going to be his toughest task in this set so far. Yeah,
Ice in his name for a reason. He's playing cold-blooded at the moment. The reset on platform, good stuff for Deli Boy to warm himself up a little bit.
And that's just another boon of this counter pick as well. Those up tilt up airs are going to kill even earlier if he can find the right positioning on that platform. So definitely something he had in mind with this counter pick, but he's still down 80% here on the second stock finesse.
Yeah, and you're almost more likely to find the positioning on that up tilt because you want to be in center stage anyways. And a lot of the scrapping has gone down right there in the set so far. But when things have gone to the corner, when things have gone off stage, IceKnight has really made a living over there.
Just continuing to track these landings from Deli Boy, making him waste these defensive options in the corner. IceKnight just so content to get the damage where he can find it and just continuing to force Deli Boy off stage time and time again. If he's not on stage, he can't start getting damage.
Yeah, and just never able to set his feet. IceKnight is all over him, chasing out water shurikens to pressure even more, and the Hydro Pump. It is raining hell right now if you're Deli Boy.
Trying to just... He could not get those pummels out. He was worried about the bomb exploding before that forward throw could come out. But another forward throw will do it for IceKnight. But he needs to find this corner scenario again. Deli Boy finally getting his feet under him. And this is where it could potentially reversal the situation if he gets the right opportunity. Here we go.
Ooh, boomerang into the bomb. Here we go is right. Ping-ponging back and forth. Deli Boy now very much within this game. A lot of rage. Toon Link can kill you right now, IceKnight. You got to find this if you want to hold on to your lead. Tide is shifting in Deli Boy's favor. IceKnight playing very careful on this platform, and we can see his aggression turn into evasiveness, looking for any avoidance, and he throws backwards. I thought that was the forward throw, Pow Pow.
Yeah, I thought the forward throw might have done it there. It just wasn't quite far enough in the corner. Looking for an awkward mix-up just on the back throw, but now he's playing on his back foot here. That crazy get-up attack in that situation.
The unmitigated gall to send that get-up attack. It's a level of gumption and audacity I don't have, and now at 201%, in Game 5. Deli Boy is fighting tooth and nail for every advantage. IceKnight pulls the tooth, though, and gives himself a better chance at this.
Yeah, just surviving that corner scenario was so important for IceKnight just to try to get any extra credit here. But that forward air coming to once again. He cannot land right now. Oh, and
wow,
the lingering up air hitbox coming through.
Yeah, nice. The upbeat of finally sealed the deal for Deli Boy. And we got zeros on the screen. Last hit, Game 5, Pop.
Oh my god, this has been such a back and forth set.
Yes, it has.
And Deli Boy playing so confidently in the corner, in the middle of this stage, finally getting those boxing options that he was looking for earlier, and IceKnight cannot find an opening.
IceKnight lucky to get away with only 45% right there, as Deli Boy had him in the ringer, right in the spin cycle, but IceKnight was able to find his way out. Just pressuring from this mid-range. IceKnight with the advantageous position, but Deli Boy is so comfortable in the corner. He's tacking on damage. However, he wants it in the forward air. Off the side, Deli Boy takes the W with emphasis.
Time and time again, he was able to adapt and clutch it out, and doing it when it absolutely mattered the most on that last stock to come away with a win on one of Chicago's best to continue his run.
Emphatically, too, right at the very end. He just took over the game when it really hung in the balance. Deli Boy did not fret with any of the backs and forths and twos and fros. He just put himself in there. He planted his flag, and typically you see that in center stage, sitting onto that platform like we talked about. But Deli Boy just stood in the corner, said, "Try to approach me. You can." He puts up such an effective wall, and IceKnight just couldn't get near him.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking at the end. It was just he had been so focused on playing center stage throughout that game, and making that last adjustment to prioritize staying in the corner on the last stock of a Game 5.
It's so